Namaste. Myself Triveni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostics, JVN, Rajasthan. Today we are going to discuss about UVR, that is ultraviolet radiation. What is ultraviolet radiation? Ultraviolet radiation is electromagnetic energy that is invisible to the human eye with wavelength between 10 nanometer and 400 nanometer. Ultraviolet lies between visible light and X-ray in the electromagnetic spectrum. The therapeutic part of the ultraviolet spectrum may be divided into UVA, that is in between 400 to 315 nanometer, UVB, it is in between 315 to 280 nanometer, UVC, it is below 280 nanometer. UVA and UVB are biotic, whereas UVC is abiotic. Now, what is the production of UVR? The sun emits a broad spectrum of ultraviolet radiation, including UVA, UVB, and UVC. Both UVA and UVB reach the earth from the sun. However, UVC is filtered out by the ozone layer. For therapeutic purposes, some form of generator is used to emit UVR. Now, there are types of UVR generators available. These are mercury vapor lamp. It can be of two types: air cooled medium pressure mercury vapor, which is known as alpine sun lamp, and water cooled mercury vapor lamp, that is Cromere lamp. And the second type of generator we have fluorescent lamps. Now, what is mercury vapor lamp? A mercury vapor lamp is a gas discharge lamp that uses an electric arc through vaporized mercury to produce light. These are used for the production of ultraviolet rays for therapeutic purposes. Now, what is fluorescent tubes? One of the major problems with the mercury lamp is that it produces a certain proportion of short ultraviolet rays. Modern treatment regimens often require the use of long wave ultraviolet without the short wave, and so various types of fluorescent tubes have been designed. The spectrum of each tube depends upon the type of photophore coating. Each tube is about 120 cm long and made up of a glass that allows long wave ultraviolet to pass. The inside of the tube is coated with a special phosphor. A low pressure arc is set inside the tube between its end by a process of ionization similar to that described for the mercury vapor tube. Short ultraviolet is produced, but it is absorbed by the phosphor and emitted at a longer wavelength. Depending upon which particular phosphor is used, the output of the tube may be part UVB and part UVA, that is in the 280 to 400 nanometer, or UVA, it is 360 to 400 nanometer, as in the UVA apparatus. But accurate control of the emitted wavelength is possible. Now, what is Theractin tunnel? The Theractin tunnel is a semi-cylindrical frame in which are mounted 4 fluorescent tubes. Each tube is mounted in its own reflector in such a way that an even irradiation of the patient is produced, allowing treatment of the whole body in 2 halves. Normally, fluorescent tubes with a spectrum of 280 to 400 nanometer are used. Now, what is PUVA apparatus? For the treatment of psoriasis, where a large amount of UVA is required, the fluorescent tubes are used. The tubes are usually mounted in a vertical battery on a wall of 4 sides of box surrounding the patient. This form of ultraviolet is usually given 2 hours after the patient has taken a photoactive drug such as Soralin. Hence the term PUVA, that is Soralin ultraviolet A. Now what is the absorption of UV rays in body? The superficial layer of our body is skin. It is protective layer of our body. It absorbs the ultraviolet light and prevent its penetration down to unprotected or weak cells. The extent of the reaction or damage depends on the wavelength of ultraviolet and the ultraviolet absorbed. Now, there are some physiological effects of UVR. These are acute or immediate effects and long-term or chronic effects. What are the acute or immediate effects? These are erythema, pigmentation, increased skin growth, vitamin D production, prophylactic effect, immunosuppressive effect, and effects on eye. Now, what are the chronic or long-term effects? These are solar elastosis or aging and cancer. What is erythema? Erythema is the reddening of the skin as a result of an inflammatory reaction stimulated by ultraviolet ray, in which release of histamine-like substances which dilate the capillaries and arterioles that exudate a fluid into the skin. Erythema reaction has been used to classify doses of ultraviolet given to patients. There are degrees of erythema E1, E2, E3 and E4. E1 has latent period of 6 to 12 hours. Its appearance is mild pink. In this, no skin edema, no skin discomfort. And E2, its latent period is about 6 hours, having appearance of red pink or blanches on pressures. In its, skin discomfort is slightly soreness is seen. E3 latent phase or latent period is 3 hours and its appearance is very red and blanch is not seen and hot and painful on skin discomfortable experienced by patient. E4, its latent period is less than 2 hours and the appearance is red and blister may be seen and it is very painful. Now, pigmentation or tanning of the skin follows the erythema. Its amount varies with the intensity of the erythema. It is due to the increased deposition of the pigment melanin formed in the basal cell layer of the skin by the melanoblast and migrates to the superficial layers of the epidermis. Desquamation is the increased skin growth or peeling is proportional to the intensity of erythema. There is a vitamin D production. UVB is able to convert sterols in the skin such as 7-dehydrocholesterol to vitamin D. Vitamin D is required to assist in the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the intestine to bloodstream. Suberythmal dosage of UVB are adequate to promote vitamin D synthesis. Now, the prophylactic effect is the resistance of body to infection is increased as a result of stimulation of reticuloendothelial system as antibodies against bacteria and toxins. Now, what is the immunosuppressive effect? UV destroys Langerhans cells and stimulates proliferation of suppressor T cells. 9. T cells are regulatory in that they inhibit antibody production. This immunosuppressive effect may contribute to the development of skin cancer. In short, UV radiation induces a state of relative immunosuppression that prevents tumor rejection. Now the effect on the eye. Strong doses of UVB and UVBC radiation to the eyes can lead to conjunctivitis and photokeratitis. Results in irritation of the eye, a feeling of glint in the eye, watering of the eye, and aversion to light, that is photophobia. In severe cases, intense pain and spasm of the eyelid may be present, which is known as snow blindness. While UVB and UVC are absorbed in the cornea, UVA can pass through to be absorbed mainly to the lens of the eye. The strong doses of UVA may lead to the formation of cataract. Now, what is solar elastosis or aging? Prolonged exposure of UVR lead to premature aging of the skin. This is especially so in the fair skin. Decreased function of sebaceous and sweat glands. There is also loss of elastic tissue and the skin becomes wrinkled, dry and leathery. Other than this, skin cancer, basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas may be seen. Carcinogenesis is a danger as these rays may have an effect on DNA and thus on cell replication. Shorter UV should be avoided and courses of treatment should not exceed 4 weeks. Now, UVR doses. Skin response to UVR it depends on quality of UVR energy applied to the skin, which is output of the lamp, distance between the lamp and skin, angle at which radiation falls on the skin, and time for which radiation is applied on the skin. And the second depending factor is biological responsiveness of the skin. Now, alteration of intensity with distance. To irradiate a smaller area, the source is moved nearer to the patient, but the time of exposure must be altered to maintain the same intensity under the law of inverse care. Now, there are some therapeutic effects and uses of UVR as psoriasis. Psoriasis is a chronic skin disease of unknown cause which are manifested either as silvery scales covering the pink or red flakes. In about 7 to 42% of patients with psoriasis, there might occur arthritis, that is called psoriatic arthritis. The aim of ultraviolet irradiation is to decrease the rate of DNA synthesis in the cells of the skin and thus slow down their proliferation. It must be realized that the long ultraviolet rays like UVB, UVA are beneficial for the treatment of psoriasis but not UVC. The different treatment regime include the Gorkers-Mann regimen consists of application of coal tar 2 to 3 times a day with general UVB radiation given once a day as a subarachnoidal or even dose. It is also used in acne vulgaris. Ultraviolet radiation is given in E2 dose for acne vulgaris with aim of erythema will bring more blood to the skin, so improve the condition of the skin. UVR will also have a sterilizing effect on skin and desquamation will remove duns and allow free drainage of sebum, thus reducing number of lesions. It is also used in eczema. The patients are benefited by mild doses of UVR in case of eczema, and in chronic infections, UV radiations at high doses are helpful, especially the E4 dose. In vitiligo, the topical glucocorticoids and psoralen UVA or narrowband UVB at a wavelength of 311 nanometer are effective. And in the treatment of vitamin deficiency, as stated above, called calciferol is formed in the skin by the action of UVB and UVC on 7-dehydrocholesterol. So, exposure to artificial UVR or artificial sunlight is curative for vitamin D deficiencies such as rickets, osteomalacia, and senile osteoporosis. Other use of UVR is in the protection of hypersensitive skin. Person who work outside in the strong sunshine region can have reduced effects of sunburn. It is also used in the case of hypertension, subarachnoid doses of UVB reducing blood pressure, and it is also useful in pruritus. Pruritus due to uremia in patient with chronic renal failure also shows result when treating using subarachnoid doses of UVB. Now there are some contraindicated conditions for UVR. These are irradiation of the eyes, skin cancer, pulmonary tuberculosis, cardiac, kidney and liver diseases, fever, and systemic lupus erythematosus. Now in some conditions precautions should be taken for using UVR, as patients taking photosensitizing medication, photosensitivity, recent radiography until the effects of prior dose has disappeared. And that some dangers of UVR are burn, premature skin aging, carcinogenesis, damage to eyes, and adverse